This topic we will discuss about surf indices and logarithm. We will see one by one. The first one will be the surf. What is the surf form? The surf form is the number involving of the root. It can be the square root, it can be the cube root, and so on. So all numbers include the root is called the surf form. We have some general rules for the surf. The first one is about the addition and subtraction. If we want to add the surf form, we have to make sure that the surf should be the same between the terms. Because if we have different surf form, we cannot add it and we cannot combine it. For example, the square root of a plus the square root of b, it is cannot combine into square root of a plus b. And it works also for the subtraction. So if you want to add the surf, you have to make the same surf form. For example, 2 square root a plus 5 square root a. This one can be added into 2 plus 5 square root a. Or we can say this is 7 square root of a. We can add it because it has the same surf form. But if we have different surf form, so we cannot add it because they are different. So it will be stay the same. That's about addition and subtraction. How about the multiplication? The multiplication of the surf is the opposite of the addition and subtraction because we can combine them. The root of a times the root of b is equal to the root of a times b. For example, the root of 3 times the root of 12 is equal to the square root of 3 times 12. We combine the numbers into one root. So equals to root of 36 equals to 6. Square root of 32 times square root of 2, it becomes square root of 32 times 2, and this equals to 8. And the last one, square root 5 times square root 5, it will be equals to square root of 25, so which is 5. That's multiplication. How about the division? For division, we can do the same thing as the multiplication. We can combine the surf. For example, if the surf A over the surf B is the surf of A over B. Yeah, we can combine A and B together. For example, square root of 72 divided by square root of 2, the same as the square root of 72 over 2, and equals to square root of 36. So equals to 6. And also for square root of 45 divided by square root of 5, it will be square root of 45 over 5, which is square root of 9, and this equals to 3. That's the 4 main properties of surf. Now we try to see example one by one here, and we apply all the rules that we have learned before. For example 1, 3 root of 5 plus root 5. So we can combine the root 5 into 3 plus 1 of root 5, so equals to 4 square root of 5. And then for the second one, square root of 40 can be expressed as the root of 4 times root of 10. And then we can separate the root here, become root 4 times root 10. The square root of 4 is 2. So we can combine it into 2 square root of 10. So this one is the one method of simplification, the short form. If we can express the number in the form of the square number, we can write it without the sub and combine it without the sub, the remaining term. Another example, square root of 243 minus square root of 12 plus 2 square root of 75. So we can express the numbers inside the sub into its multiplication, and we try to find the square number of it. Yeah, the root of 243 is 81 times 3. The root of 12 is 4 times 3. And the 75 is 25 times 3. From here, we can separate all terms. So it's root of 81 times root 3 minus root 4 times root 3 plus 2 root 25 times root 3. And then the square root of the square number, 81 is just 9. Root of 4 is 2, and root of 25 is 5. So this is 2 times 5, become 10, because we have 2 here. And then we can put all the remaining third form to be added. So we can just have 2 minus 9 minus 2 plus 10, the square root of 3, and the total is 17 square root of 3. The second one, the square root of 50 plus square root of 8 plus root of 32 can be expressed in the 25 times 2, 4 times 2, and 16 times 2. And then we can just separate the root. It's become root 25, which is 5, root 4, which is 2, and root 16, which is equals to 4. And then we can combine again. 5 plus 2 plus 4 become 11 root of 2. This is the exercise you can try for your practice. And you can check your answer using the calculator. Yeah. Rationalization of the denominator. We cannot have the short form in the denominator as a fraction, yeah? So that's why we have to rationalize the form so we can have a fraction without the short in the denominator. So the point of doing the rationalization is to eliminate the short form in the denominator. We have one identity that we have to remember. We call it as the conjugate sort. So if we have the square root of n plus square root of n, which is we cannot add it because they are different, it should be multiplied by the conjugate. The conjugate is the square root of m minus square root of n. So the difference is only the sign of in the middle. So what will happen when we multiply this number with the conjugate? It will follow the rules of a plus b, a minus b, equals to a squared minus b squared. So from here, a is the root m, b is the root n. So when we multiply the number with the conjugate, we will have a squared minus b squared, so square root of m squared minus square root of n squared which is it will cancel the square roots, so it will become m minus n. So now the number is free with the surd form. So no more surd form in those numbers. For example, square root of 9 plus square root of 5 times square root of 9 minus square root of 5. It will become 9 minus 5. Yeah, because of the square root of 9 square minus square root of 5 square, and this is equals to 4. Another example, 7 root of 7 plus root of 3 times root of 7 minus root of 3 will equals to 7 minus 3 equals to 4. For example, example 3, simplify 5 over square root of 3. So we have to remove the square root of 3 in the denominator by multiply it with the root of 3 over root of 3. Yeah, we multiply by 1 in the terms of root 3 over root 3. So in the denominator, root 3 times root 3 will become root 3 square, or it is equals to 3. And in the numerator, we just have 5 times the square root of 3, so become 5 square root of 3. Example 4, simplify 4 over square root of 7 plus square root of 3. So we have to remove the surd in the denominator by multiplying with the conjugate. So we have to multiply by 1 in the terms of the conjugate of the denominator. So the root of 7 minus root 3 over root 7 minus root 3 should be the same, yeah, between the numerator and denominator. So from here, the bottom one will become 7 square root 7 square minus root 3 square, which is equals to 4. And on the numerator, we will have multiply 4 to the surds. So 4 root 7 minus 4 root 3. We can factorize the 4 and then cancel the 4 with the 4 in the denominator. So we will have only root 7 minus root 3. Example 5, simplify without using tables or calculators the value of this. So we have to rationalize each of the fractions. For the first one, we can multiply it with the conjugate, yeah, 3 plus root of 2. So here we multiply by 3 plus root of 2. And on the numerator, we multiply also with the 3 plus root 2. For the second fraction, we have 3 plus root 2 here, so we multiply by the negative. So 3 minus root 2, and then multiply by 3 minus root 2 in the numerator. So the result is, for the denominator, it will be 3 square minus square root of 2 square, which is 3 square is 9, square root of 2 square is 2, so will be 9 minus 2. And then for the numerator, we can just add it, and then we add the like term, 3 and 3 become 6. Root 2 and minus root 2 will cancel out. So it's 6 over, the denominator is 9 minus 2 equals to 7. So the final answer is 6 over 7. Let's rationalize the form of the surd in the fraction. Yeah, this is exercise again, so you can try it by yourself for practice. That's the topic for the surd. The basic concept for the surd are about the rules in addition, subtraction, yeah. They should be the same surd, the same root, yeah. But for the multiplication and division, you can combine the root. And for the rationalization, you have to remove the denominator the root in the denominator by multiply it with the conjugate or by multiply with the same number for a single third form.